Hello everybody and welcome to FPR1 for round 6 of this 100% realistic championship with many people that cheat spread. I'm kidding, he doesn't cheat. We are here for... Oh, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Pressed all the wrong buttons there. That's amazing. Yeah, for round 6 of this championship here at the track at Interlagos. Very, very lovely track. It's a shame that the F1 around this year was a bit crap, like it has been on every single race this year. The current up-to-date standings from the last race in Jeddah. No real comments about penalties. No penalties are given. It affects the results from that race. Spread, as you can see, in 4th place, bottling it as usual. And THC remains on top with podiums at every race bar Silverstone, so that's a pretty good record there. It is myself and a lovely Wild Mike in the commentary box today. Say hello, Mike.
Hello there.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the commentary box / the bully spread box.
Ah, lovely.
You're very accustomed to that. Yeah, this is like back to the old days. You know, this is the old team. This is what used to do the old PRF1 back in the years of what was it, 2019?
Yeah, and into lockdown and all that. And
Yeah, that was a fun time.
they were great plenty of memories there.
Yeah, that's when we just did it drunk and we didn't care.
Yeah, a
Great.
lot of alcoholic beverages were consumed.
They're consumed indeed. Anywho, let's switch over to the action as we have now got into the session. We've got some cars coming out on track. I can see the distance there. Somebody's trying to get the airtime. This time it's Bolts in the Ferrari. Obviously, there's no actual team fights. This is all just for the drivers, so expect teammates to be crashing into each other, and definitely seen a fair share of that in the past few races, especially even the pre-season. Absolute top quality banter. Let's hope this.
There's already been scenes. As I'm also looking at Bolts, and he's already made it further than Charles Leclerc did.
You bet me to the joke.
Yeah.
You knew it would come in and you just slipped it in yourself.
Oh, it was guaranteed.
For those that might have just had that spell, obviously Charles Leclerc didn't even make it round the first few corners.
You'd just hate to be a Ferrari fan, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, imagine being a Ferrari fan. Oh dear, there's one right in the commentary box.
Yes, the pain is... Yes.
Anyway, as this Ferrari that he's currently running, I mean, he's got this car to navigate, and he's going to do that quite alright there. There we go, purple sector 1. It's like he's the first car on track. And oh, hang on, will he crash out? Will he explode in this corner? He makes it. There we go. He's gone further than Charles Leclerc. That's funny because I've seen the past 2 races banter.
Oh.
We're rubbing the salt in the wound, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, it's painful.
So, interesting how mate, touchdown. You're in the wrong spot there, mate. Anyway, Junction, however you call it. Don't expect me to pronounce the corner names because that's not going to happen. Don't come too accustomed to the typical Fuse Demon stream where I don't know corner names and I bottle it massively. And sets the pace with a 110.4. I'd imagine that might get beaten by a few people, and so did it immediately into the 1.9s with the Misfits in the Aston Martin. Who else have we got going? Oh, we've got Hilly, who a quoted message says he's glad to be riding a Willy. That is a quote.
That's
standard. Yeah,
it's a nice way of explaining how happy he is.
Yeah, very happy in his Willy.
Yeah.
It's got a bit soft though.
Oh, we have our first invalidation, I think, though. The Aston Martin KZA,
Oh dear me.
unfortunately. It's quite easy here, though, to be
It
fair,
is.
I think. Turn 2 can be a pain. Going wide out of... I think it's turn 4. Getting on that exit curb. Apart from that, it's not too bad, I don't think. But
No,
yeah, Cancer will catch you out.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much you said you commit to that. I appreciate the commitment there, but you realise you bottled it 'cause it's only like 1 or 2 corners, really.
Yeah. Hey, the ambition was there. That's all that matters.
Yep. Ambition is everything. It's like the ambition carried into turn 1. Something a Ferrari driver.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, that's the last one, I promise. I promise, that's the last
It
one.
won't be, I guarantee it.
Oh dear, today. Here we go.
You should be able to set a lap this time, though. It's coming up to the line now.
We've got the driver behind him. The Alfa Romeo's getting a little distant tail as well. He does set a lap of 1:10.0, and the Alfa Romeo behind AMS Knights goes quickest with a 1:08.4. I didn't even realise that's a 1:08.4. Christ, that's a quick lap for Alfa Romeo. Not even the Red Bull behind can keep up. A 1:08.9 for Hugh, who was on track for a pretty good start to his weekend last time. A good qualifying position, but it just turned out very sour very quickly. But I believe he did manage to achieve a top 10 finish. So a good recovery drive. Maybe he can avoid the incident and get through and stay up there, because I think he would have been a good battle. Davies with a 1:9.5.
The other Alfa Romeo of Master Spread is currently on a lap.
Oh, here we go. We're getting a look at this.
Halfway
This is going to be
through.
interesting. Oh no, he's not. He's got 100% ERS. I don't think he's pushing.
Oh, yes, he has. Indeed.
I think he might be doing 2 cheeky warm-up laps.
Yes.
Being
Seems
well,
that way.
my
Interesting
favourite.
to see if he starts training the battery now up to the line.
Yeah.
Get a good start to his lap. Doesn't seem to be yet.
This is. Oh, there we go.
There
That's
it is.
quite late to turn that on, I think.
I thought that 'cause you haven't got the speed then into turn 1. Not that it's much of a run, but
Every little helps.
yeah.
Sponsored by Tesla? No, we're not. We can only wish. We get some cheap shopping, you know. Anyway, the end of set to 1 there. Purple set to 1, I should say. So maybe it's worked out, maybe not. Who knows? Because you can't really trust them purple sectors, because Codemasters still can't fix their game.
Well, it's been a very good lap so far. No mistakes really, from what I can see. He's hit all the apexes. No
That's a
back
shock.
end issues on the exits.
Yeah, no, he's looking quite cool, calm, collective in that Alfa Romeo. I think he quite likes driving that Alfa Romeo because it's the only other car he gets.
Alfa Romeo coming out fighting this weekend by the looks of it.
Absolutely. Can they go 1 and 2 at the top? Let's see. He's going it.
The question is he going to be washed or not as he comes up to the line?
We'll find out
Gonna
shortly.
be difficult.
He's
And he's
washed. He's third. No, I can't
There's
even go
so
quicker than
much
Red Bull.
wash.
Banter. We've got 2 Ferraris doing alright there, P5 and P6. I believe that one might have just completed another flying lap.
I was
Jesus!
waiting for the
Jesus
insult.
is out! Oh, we're gonna go. Oh, Jesus is.
I was waiting for the Ferrari insult then.
I told you, there's no more, I promise. But anyway, Jesus! Definitely
yes.
not. We're definitely not biased, but Jesus is my favourite driver.
I think just looking at the names now, Jesus is already my favourite driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
It's
is
Jesus.
there nothing he can't do? He turns water to wine. He can drive an F1 car. He's absolutely insane. Where's he gonna go?
It's 15.
Oh.
It's his first lap. It's his first lap
Yes.
of the track. You know, there's
Jesus, I would assume, has a lot of responsibilities so he's a very
That,
busy man.
yeah, you won't have that much
So
time to practice. He's got to, sort out the galaxy. Which I mean, if you look at the state, I mean, it's not really the greatest job. You know what, I'm going to
well,
stop this joke now because there's definitely going to be someone watching that's going to get very offended very quickly.
yeah.
It is just this is a disclaimer or a PSA. It's a joke. It's only a joke. Please don't unfollow. we're trying to make it to affiliate now.
We
Anywho,
need to appreciate though AMS Knights' lap. It's currently just over half a second faster than the car behind.
yeah, that car's a Red Bull.
And
That's the real
you know,
perspective.
Brazil is a very short track. We have to take into account. I mean, look how close the real F1 qualifying was. It was only a couple of attempts separating the whole top 10.
Until it's
So
night
to be
time.
half a second ahead currently is, well, that bodes very well.
It's very well indeed. Anyway, we're on board with the other Willie of Robbo. Don't think he was as excited as Hilly was. But nevertheless, he's looked so far so good on this lap. I tell you what, the battery does drain quite a lot more than I expected. He's already at 38%, and ooh, that was a little bit wayward from the apex there. I think he might have had a little bit of a slight lockup going into that corner. But into Doug Chow, purple set to 2 though, after I said that, banter. Going on to the start-finish stretch around this lovely bend. I don't know what the weather is actually, so if anyone knows what the weather's like, let us know in the chat. As he comes across the line, it's P15. Ooh, Robbo way down in P15, that is unusual. Considering he was fighting for the podium, and got on the podium as well, last time's race. But he was in a different car, he was in the Alpine, I believe. Or was it the Mercedes? It might have been the Mercedes. Yeah, I've slept since then, I'm not going to remember this all the time. THC, the championship leader, going around the track. I believe he may be on up here.
We have our first retirement at the session as well. The Red Bull in second.
Was it
He thinks he's safe.
shot quality, so has he bottled
Oh
it
yes,
there?
it
Yeah,
is.
he must have
Yeah,
bottled
what's
it there.
happened
Oh, I
there,
wonder
then?
what happened. Ah, he's in the track.
Is he
If
not
you're able to
using
inform
the
us what
tyres,
happened,
maybe?
it says no. What was that? So I think he might have had an incident as
Oh.
THC comes into the pits. Well, he was the closest driver to the guy currently sat in pole position.
That could be big. 'Cause he's got
In the
a
pit
lot
exit.
of cars
Oh,
very close.
he had a moment in
He's
the
got a
pit
lot of
exit.
cars very close to him.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the
There you
first one
go.
that goes
There's
ahead.
already. Yeah.
That's Grezza. He got out of the school and got onto the track.
Oh dearie me.
Oh no. There we go. Misfit's about to start his next flying lap down into turn 1, hard on the brakes down to third gear, in it right onto the curbs there, and very close to the edge of the track limits through turn 2 as he goes on to the second of the DRS straights, car coming out the pit lane, keeping well behaved there into turn 4. A very controversial corner in 2021's championship season. Won't go into details because that'll definitely get some comments. Continuing on, he just turned in a bit too early there. Just a little bit too early. Aston Martin's getting sitting in P11, P14, but I mean it's not like it is very close. I mean from the Red Bull in third all the way down to all the way in 15, you know. About just over a second in it. Very close. We'll go with the Ferrari Dark Lord. Although I believe he may have already completed a lap. I don't know. It's hard to
Doesn't
tell.
seem to have much battery.
No, well,
So I think he has just done a lap.
may have. It's P9. The other Ferrari is.
No, he seems to be pushing, however. He's...
Oh, yes, but he's only 5
Yeah.
hundredths down, actually. So maybe
Yeah,
he is
so
pushing.
there could be an improvement
Oh,
here.
he is. He's probably 2.5 tenths. That'll actually that'll be a very good gains. That'll be almost to top 5. Stay aboard, DRS wide open, taking the most insiders of insiding lines ever towards the finish track. Well, he lost a lot of time in that final sector there.
He did go a little deep in is it Junsao?
Xiao.
That's it. Pronunciation is not the greatest.
He did
go a little
mine
deep.
might be incorrect, so I don't worry about that. The other Ferrari invalidated. Banter. Right, here we go. Nasty spread. Take us through this one, Mike.
Where is he? There he is. So up to turn 4 now. Drops a couple of gears. Try and make sure he doesn't go wide like that.
He goes too wide.
That's what I was saying about.
It's just the tiniest bit you go over, and that's it. It's going to punish you, and that's 2 minutes
So
58.
easy to.
Ooh,
AMS
AMS
Knight improves again.
goes even quicker. 108.328. Really pushing that gap as much as he can. There's 2 minutes 45 seconds left on the clock for this qualifying session. Remember, it is just a short qualifying session. This will set the grid for the race that will follow up next. Corey
He's coming up to the line.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? We almost got into the 1/8 there. Just looking
It's
at
an improvement, but
stays 5th.
stays 5th, yeah.
No, though, with spread
Next
behind
car
him.
behind him is spread. He's charged the battery up and he's going to go again.
He's gonna go again. KZA retires.
He is
in
retired from the
pits.
session. Is that on the pit exit again?
No, that's just in the pits. No, I think that's just him
Just
calling
there's
it quits
flags
there.
in turn 4. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is flags, and that's a Ferrari! There's a Ferrari that has crashed! Has it crashed? No, it's still going. No,
What's
wait, what?
on there then?
No. Well, I've no idea what happened there.
Yeah. There were a lot of yellows that appeared on the track at
Yeah,
the exact same time. then.
Yeah, I'm sort of
That was
trying to look here, there, and everywhere there for that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, championship leader THC starting his last flying lap of the session in the Haas, and we'll keep an eye on it. Oh no, he's backed out actually. Well, I think he's already done a lap. That's
Spread
well,
coming up to
banter.
the line. He was 2.5 tenths up, just shy of 2.5 tenths.
That's a lot of
Out of sector
positions.
2. And it's enough for third.
Very
2
good.
thousandths of a second.
Very
off
close. And Grez's come back out on the track as well. He's doing another flying lap. I'll keep an eye on him. If you want to have a look at some other drivers, we've got Jesus. Jesus has improved his previous time. He's 199, currently just behind his teammate Dystopian. Grez a little bit down on his first sector time at the moment. He's continuing around through turn 4, not going wide like Spread did. Banter.
Spread, you're washed.
just washed, really, isn't it? And a little bit of grass on the entrance to the corner there. That's not going to help. It's going to lose a lot of grip through the next set of corners, but he'll get it back now as he flies heavy braking zone into second gear, getting a nice rotated early upshift for the traction, and point it round to Dungshao. Avoiding too much curb usage, goes a little bit wide from the apex, but he's a little bit up on his time. Not like it's enough though to get ahead of Amos Nuts, who sits on pole position. He has ended his session, so that is where he will be at the current moment.
Robert Knight has just improved to get his Williams up to 11th.
That's a very valiant effort in a Williams. The McLaren being well, the Dystopian jumps way up to P5 there. We've got Big D next cross. Where is the Alpine going to go? Oh, he almost touches the wall. He goes second fastest. A 108.8, but No one is getting close to that time. What can Hilly do in the other Williams? He's down on his time by 4 tenths. He's not going to be improving. What can the Ferrari do? One left in the session. Will he improve on his position? He does. He goes 7th fastest at 1.9 dead. There is. That's
Hilly
3.
making a dramatic entry to the pit lane there.
Robbo has
AlphaTauri
invalidated
out.
AlphaTauri, yeah. No.
It's the
What
only
can
car
he do?
left now.
It's P14. So that will be your grid for the following race. AMS Knights takes pole with an unbelievable lap with a 183, about 5 tenths ahead of Big D, the next driver, who will complete the front row in the Alpine. And then it's Grezan spread on the second row. Have you ever thought of a more dangerous second row in your life? For many reasons that will not be said. And just if we take out the Alfa Romeo, that's gone very quick there. That's
a very close grid.
qualifying. That's
Very close, yeah.
a second separating from P2 all the way to P16, and just over a second for P17 KZA. That both of the Aston Martins down very far down the order there. P15, P17. It's almost like the real performing Aston Martin, but if it was with
But
the
it performed
upgrades,
well.
but if it was with the upgrades,
It
I was going to
performed
say.
well at
I just
Brazil.
realised it performed well there.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual
It's
to
the
see.
best race they've had in a long time.
Yeah, that backfired, didn't it?
Did they say how the Aston Martin got that quick again, or?
Yeah, they took the upgrades off the car.
Ah.
It's sort of funny that, we bring upgrades to the car and make it go quicker, and oh no, we are slow. We take it off again. We get another podium now. It doesn't make sense, does it? How do you
It
upgrade your
doesn't.
car that makes it no
Because
slower?
there must have been data that they'd run and wind tunnel stuff and all that rubbish when making these new parts and these upgrades and all that. And it must have. How can it go so wrong? Oh, get your rain
my
out.
god, that is extraordinarily wet. Oh my Gideon. I'm sure that's full wet, so let's have a look at race director. Oh yes it is. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into an absolute belter here of full wet race at Brazil. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Does it dry up? Let us know, lads, if it does. I'll quickly check the other screen, see if anyone said anything in the Discord chat. Misfit said my weather said fucking sunny.
Oh no.
He also says the British sun is on the screen. Yeah, well, in fairness, this is the British summer, really, isn't it?
What's going to be interesting now, though, is in quali, who was running wet setup and who was running dry setup.
Well, I think Misfits might be running a dry setup. I don't know about you.
Yeah, something tells me he might have.
Oh, hang on. We've got a very important announcement. Can someone please get Bolts a brolly? He's getting absolutely soaked. I think one of those Ferrari guys need to go get their gazebos out there. I don't know if red flags are on. Let's have a look at the settings. I don't know if red flags are on, but this is a good chance to see if we will get one.
Do you know, I can't say I've experienced one on this game yet.
I've experienced them in career mode plenty of times. Yeah, they happen.
See, I haven't. I haven't had one.
Rules of flags. And the red flags are off, but we've got safety car reduced, so I think we're definitely going to see a fair share of safety cars. I think the game typically tends to award them out a lot more during heavy rain conditions, because obviously that is now a factor that will take into effect of do we put the safety car out or do we, red flag it.
Yeah, which is realistic, because when it rains in F1 nowadays, they tend to red flag it, because they don't like the cars going on the wet tyres.
No.
As daft as it sounds.
The whole thing about, they want to make F1 more sustainable, more environmentally friendly, but yet they bring wet tyres everywhere they go, and when it even gets to the point of putting wet tyres on, they don't use them because they red flag it. So it sort of brings you on to the point, really, of what's the point in having wet tyres? You could just, save the environment a bit more by just not bothering with the wet tyres. Just stick to inters and call them the wet weather tyres. And you just got one wet
Yeah,
compound, and that'll save a lot more environment than creating two wet compounds that you're only going to use one of them.
it hasn't been thought through, has it? Val or Pirelli need to improve the wet tires so people can actually run on it.
Well, what's that?
Because apparently it's just not good enough
Mm.
either to cope with the
Well,
water.
was it Belgium 2021? That's a prime example of the
Oh
wet tyres
god.
not being
I
good enough
feel
to
so
count
sorry for the people that went to that race.
because they didn't even get their money back.
No, they didn't.
They got everyone was like, you can have a free annual F1 TV pass, which
Yeah.
is a thing that only works in certain countries because Sky is a pain in the ass.
I would
And
be slightly miffed if it was
costs
me.
£19 for an annual price.
Yeah, you've paid, I mean, what would be a ticket price for Belgium? I'm not
It is the
entirely sure.
it is the
It's
cheapest
cheaper
one to
than
go to.
Silverstone, isn't
Oh, I
it?
can tell you that for sure.
Yeah,
Silverstone
but
doubled in
obviously
price.
it's still a fair bit of money.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
it is
yeah,
a shame. That.
a sort of £19 subscription for something you probably spent hundreds of pounds on is a bit of a piss take.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
yeah. But it's okay because we got Vegas coming up.
Yeah, there's a whole new thing saying that it's going to be an absolute pain in the arse for the drivers because apparently it's expected to temperatures of like 4 degrees.
4.
This is reality. Las Vegas,
It's in a desert.
it is in
don't
the desert, but on a night, it does, especially towards the winter, it gets really cold. That is
Get
true.
that
That
cold,
is,
does it?
it does get cold on a night.
Does it?
Yeah,
Because I know some people that went there in it must have been August, and they didn't have anything under like 35 degrees.
well, it's in August, isn't it?
And that was through the nights as well. It's only what 2-3 months on from now.
Yeah, temperatures. I mean, 2 3 well, 2 months ago we'll be in scorching heat in September here. Now we're just freezing me boobs off.
Yeah, that's true. It has dropped.
It has very much dropped. I'm like, this
Yes,
PC here is giving me all the heat I need right now. It's amazing.
nipples do tend to come out.
They very much are showing through. I can tell you that one for sure.
Oh yes.
Oh right, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
We're on the way for formation. I really don't need to tell you the tyres because I'll just quickly flick on the detail. Oh yes, everyone's on wets.
I think the interesting thing is here: is a Ferrari gonna complete a formation lap?
Oh, there you go. Let's have a look. Where's the nearest Ferrari? That Lord, right here we go. He's going from turn 1. Turn 2 looks alright. He's gone a bit off the track.
He's gone a bit off the track. The issues are already creeping in.
Oh, it's getting hairy Larry and
the
oh,
other
he's
Ferrari's just
teleported.
crashed, no.
He's
No,
teleported.
that's what happened there?
He just teleported and crashed into
Yeah,
Ferrari already having issues.
I was waiting for him to be disqualified then. He didn't even make it to where Leclerc
Both Ferraris are now together.
issue.
That's not a good sign for Dark Lord and his internet. That's gone
No.
kaboom there, hasn't it? Here we go. He's coming up to the
Oh,
corner.
What am I watching?
Oh, they got through.
Oh.
That's a shame. So, starting grid for today's race. AMS lines up on pole position. Alongside him is Big D on the front row. Down the rest of the grid we have Greza in P3, Spread P4, Hugh, another good performance in the Red Bull for qualifying, P5, Dystopian, good lap from him, puts in P6, Dark Lord in P7, Corey in P8, THC the championship leader down in P9, Hilly in P10, P11 goes to Bolts, Robbo in P12, Davey side 13th, The curse, the curse. We'll call him the curse. Is in P14. Miss is P15. Jesus is 16th, and KZA is in P17. Couple of naughty boys disqualified there on the formation lap.
Interesting. One of them being THC, and
That
his tyres might not be up to temperature now, so
yeah, that will hurt in the wet, definitely.
he's
Meanwhile,
going to struggle off a start.
someone who isn't going to struggle, Jesus, he practically walks on water, so
Oh dear.
here we go then. I'm trying to look for the lights, but I can't see them, and it's lights out, and away we go with a do not move for it. Spread hasn't moved. He hasn't moved to the line, and he's still on the grid. He's down in 15th now. That's an
He's away
awful,
now.
awful start. Grezza up Big D fighting for P3 there, but Grezza goes wide and nearly off the track. Dartlord goes through. Look at the Ferrari. It's in P3. It's unbelievable scenes. This is now going to challenge Big D into the next corner. Tries to look down the inside, has to back out of it. Not quite enough room and not enough grip in this heavy rain condition. Look at the spray coming off the cars. AMS Knights pulls away big time already. Further back, we've got a little instead. And Bolts is out of the race. The other Ferrari goes out. Oh! And the safety car has been deployed. Disaster strikes of one of the Ferraris while the other one shoots right up to P3. What a start from Dark Lord.
That was a brilliant start from him. I'm not entirely sure how he made those positions. I was sort of focusing on what happened to the spread because, well, I'm not sure what happened. He just didn't set off at all. But from what it looked like Bolts has made a contact with a Williams. There was a Williams off at the time. I think it was Robbo.
Yeah, looking at the
So
trap.
both Williams having a bad start.
Yeah,
15th and 16th for them now.
trying to look to see if Robbo has any damage because I'm pretty sure it was him who was involved, but his front wing looks fairly intact. But you can't see really the side pods or anything like that because it's not quite detailed enough. So, whilst one Alfa Romeo leads, the other falls right down to P12. Spread, you're washed. Just a quick reminder.
Spread caught absolutely napping.
More than napping, he fell asleep on the bloody line. Looking at that, didn't even move.
He'd fallen into a coma or something. There was just no response.
Someone better check that his last support is plugged in. Maybe he had to quick change of batteries. So, just a quick update for the guys. Obviously, everyone scores points as long as they finish the race. So even if they have a little bit of an incident and they're far down, it's always worth just finishing out the race because you will get the points. And every point matters. Every point very much matters in this championship. Big D.
Just having a look at the position changes. Dartlord up 4. Big Climbers also. Davies and the Haas up to 9th, also up 4. The Curse, I think it's pronounced the Curse. And Misfits also up 4. They've had really good starts. Jesus is up 3, as is KZA.
Absolutely.
Big Climbers there.
Yeah, we've also got a fair few big losers. Obviously, we've got Spread, who's gone down 8 positions. Oh, that's pretty bad. Hilly gone down 5 positions. Robbo down 4. Grezza down 1 and Dystopian down 2. And Grezza going a bit wide on the exit of turn 2 with his battle with Big D, and it cost him a couple of positions there, including one to a very good looking Ferrari driver. Let's hope he can keep that going. Unlike the other Ferrari driver, Hilly meanwhile goes into the pits, and he also speeds into the pits. Let's see what tyres he's going on. We go having a look here, and safety car is still out. He pulls in to the garage, and it's more fresh, wet tyres. Looking to gain a little bit of advantage. There's also got a front wing change there as well. Now, obviously, that front wing could have also been adjusted as well. We can't really tell too much from the Codemaster pit stops, but that little bit of fresher grip will help him. Obviously, don't know how much it will because 100% tyres work a little bit differently from what we're used to in our 50% races. Currently on lap 3 out of 71. AMS still leads the way.
By the looks of it, there's a couple of cars involved in the Ferrari incident. It says that Boltz has had a collision also with Davis in the Haas. So by the looks of it, yeah, there was, I don't know, maybe he got sandwiched or something between the Haas and the Williams. Maybe bounced off one and into the other. Or it might have been his fault entirely. But no, a couple of cars involved at that.
Yeah, I think AMS just had a little bit of a moment there under the safety car. Went almost off the track, but he's fine. No positions lost. Everyone's still calm.
The good thing is, no track limit penalties or even warnings in the race director as of yet.
We've got a lovely bit of information here. Mr. Pug says that he was watching his POV. They were side by side from what he saw, and there was a bit of a bump. And that was from Bolt's POV. Thank you very much for that information. Very much appreciated, and welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream.
Well, to be fair, it wouldn't be realistic if a Ferrari didn't have a problem.
He really wouldn't be. Hilly also goes into the pits again to
Hilly
service
back
5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's smart. Why not?
That's very smart, yeah.
That's now him pretty much back to where he was, really.
Only thing is, safety car might be in this lap. He's gone on inters. There is an inter tyre on that Williams.
Oh,
He
almost into the wall. He may be regretting that decision already.
What's going to be interesting is he going to make it round? Because if a safety car comes in this lap, he's got a long way to catch up.
He has indeed.
Going to be interesting to watch his progress on those tyres. It might be a worldy strategy if everyone else has to pit for inters.
It might be. It might pay off. It might backfire. Who knows? Safety car now approaching sector 3. We'll see if it'll come in the end of this lap. It is coming in at the end of this lap. Well,
have to put his foot down.
He'll catch up quite easy. If AMS will start backing up the pack now. Mr. Pugsley, have a look, see what this Saturday race is like. It is always very good, and you can see the past streams on my channel up to 14 days, I believe it is. The battling is very close, and the realistic performances are balanced out very well. There might be the odd one or two people sometimes, but it's usually done very well. Anyway, restarting away is AMS. He leads them through towards turn 1. Everyone lying astern, going to be having a face full of mist as Kurse goes up around the outside even of Davies through turn 1. They're side by side, and I think there's been contact there. Kurse has gone a little bit off the track there. He's lost the position. Davies also under pressure from Misfits. Look at that. They're all trying to hustle for position. They get all a bit out of place through the centre S's. Yellow
we got
flags.
a car backwards.
We
got a house facing the wrong way.
It's THC. It's the championship leader. He's around. Oh, it's like watching Sebastian Vettel. It's the same corner as well. Oh dearie me today, that is not what he wanted, and that is going to hurt a big time. Staying on board with Davies, and he's stuck behind Misfits now after a little bit of a wobble earlier on the restart. Look how close he gets under braking there, and meanwhile looking further up the grid, the Rebel of here has gone up into P3. Doutlord has lost 2 positions. He's now down in P5. So not the best restart for the Ferrari. Sort of typical. Ferrari has a problem.
Davies, very good run out of Juntao here on the Aston Martin of Misfits. Oh, he almost ran him off a track there. He's in the slipstream now. Is he going to have a look into turn 1? Well, thinks better of it.
Further behind the Alfa Romeo spread was having a look at the back of Jesus, but again, just not getting quite. He looks like he was losing the top end speed there on the back end. Meanwhile, here comes the AlphaTauri. It's Kurse again, and almost squirreling. Look, they're still struggling for grip out there. That's just how wet the track is. as Hilly's actually sticking on the back of these battles, and he's on the inters, and oh, look at that, they're here, there, and everywhere. It's hard to tell. Curses losing out a few positions. Jesus moves up to P9. They're going side by side. Oh, this is not a corner. You don't see many overtakes. He's going to try round the outside. He's almost pulled that off. He's ahead going into the next corner, but Misfits now got the inside line. He's much later on the brakes, almost forcing the car wide, and Misfits will just hold on to that position. Meanwhile, the Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri getting very close together. Absolutely squabbling still for grippers down the inside. What a send from Curse there, and he's just not quite going to get the grip on the exit. Jesus is sticking to that inside line, and oh, they make contact. Off the track goes Curse. He's going a long way around the outside. He's lost a lot of grip. He's back on the grass. He's losing a few more positions there. Spread up to 10th. Meanwhile, Corey and Datlord having a bit of a battle further up the grid on board, as Datlord just holds off the Mercedes behind. We've got battles absolutely here, there, and everywhere. Very difficult to keep track of there.
Oh, that was brilliant. I was on board with the Curse, and he was going from defensive with the Alfa Romeo straight onto the attack. As he is again here, he's got to run on. Jesus, this is very close. As they come up to turn 4, is he going to try around the outside of the McLaren? He's later on the brakes.
Oh, please give us a
gonna
better
keep it
camera
within the
angle.
track. Oh, he's gone a bit wide.
You may pick up a warning for
big
that one.
back end moment. He's drifting round.
I tell you what, Hilly is really keeping in touch with these guys. He's not looking like he's having any problem on those intermediates. That could be a pretty big move from some of the other drivers. KZA has made a pit stop. He has also switched on to the intermediate tyres. I think we might be getting to the crossover point. I don't know about you, Mike.
It looks like Hilly seems to have good grip on that Williams. And like you said, he's keeping up with the cars in front of him.
If he is very much indeed, he's all over the back of his teammate actually, and it's almost looking like he's quicker. AMS, the race leader, has come into the pits. Greza also coming into the pits. I think these drivers are looking at this and thinking,
crossover time.
it is time. Oh, and in the barriers goes Corey, and he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding. Davies, another one for speeding.
Also.
Oh, and Curse as
and
well.
Curse.
Oh, it's
Oh, and the stupid.
oh my god. They're dropping like flies. Meanwhile, staying out on track, Robbo, Jesus, Misfits, Datwald, Hugh, and Big D. All of a sudden, Hilly is looking like a hero. And oh! Off the track! Into the wall goes Misfits, losing the back end, and we've got a virtual safety car. And that's. Oh no! THC's out! Look at that! What's happened there?
How has that happened?
It's in the pit
Must be
lane!
pit exit or something.
Oh my word!
Oh.
The cars were having to avoid him left, right, and centre. Oh, it's all kicking off here in Brazil. I'll tell you what, Brazil will never fail to bring an exciting race with some sort of drama, and you can tell he's frustrated immediately out of the session there for THC, and that is awful news for THC, as he's not even going to gain any points. Will this virtual safety car, though, stay out long enough for these leaders to pit, and that will be curtains for those that pitted last lap. It's now a full safety car.
Full safety car.
Oh wow!
Big D is in a great position here.
He's going to potentially gain a lot of positions here. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure all these guys are now going to dive into the pits. Here we go. Pit lane is going to get a maniac again. This is mad things. I can't even believe what's happening. Hugh picks up. How many penalties have we seen going into the pit lane?
Ferrari of Dartlord taking it very easy into the pits.
I don't blame
Probably
him.
very wise to do. But look at Hilly.
Hilly has
He's
going.
pulled off a worldie strategy.
He's went from P17 to P1, and he now leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. I tell you what, where did let's have a look where AMS is P4. Hugh and Big D have jumped AMS. That is huge. I tell you what, he was having a much better race than he did last time. He's now up in P3, and that Alfa Romeo has got a bit of work to do. those that got 5-second time penalties, I believe most of them at the back are serving theirs now as another load of cars dive into the pits, and
Oh,
I think Dark Lord might be having another teleportation device fitted to that
yes.
Ferrari. It's an interesting
Yeah.
tactic.
On my screen, he was behind the Alfa Romeo of spread there, but doesn't seem to be getting a penalty or warning or anything for going by him. So
This race is an absolute tale
bit
of
of a
two
connection
halves.
problem.
Yeah, what
Brazil always is. Brazil always is. It is a banger every time, really.
yeah. Apart from the actual F1 race this year, that was a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, like I say, it's the same for every bloody race this season. Isn't
Oh, Dark Lord just goes by spread again.
it? It's an unbelievable battle under the safety car.
It is.
Well, like I said, tale of two halves here, because now, look at this, up 9 places Hilly in P1. Big D remains P2, you are now up 2 places, AMS down 3, Grezza down 2. Jesus, it's in P7!
Jeez, up 9 places. Fair
Jesus
play.
Christ, look at that. Up 7 for Davies, up 4 for Robbo now, he's in P8. Both the Aston Martins now P11, P12, that's pretty good for them. Kerr's still up 1, but look at that, Dystopian now down 9 places, all the way down in P15. Pressing all the wrong buttons here.
He has made 2 stops, though. That is the reason he's further back.
Yeah,
Probably to serve his 5 seconds.
yeah.
Um,
I should have put a 5-second time penalty counter on the screen, really.
what's interesting is Hilly is in the lead. He's made 2 stops already.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the amount of stops here. Everybody has done 1 stop from second down to 12. And then Hilly in the lead on 2.
Top quality scene. Safety car in this lap. Here we go then. This time Hilly is going to lead this restart. Big D behind, weaving, trying to bring up those tyre temps. Even though trail braking is probably the best way to do it. He's leaving it still. Still, now he drops it. Look at that, that's a very good restart. Big D caught napping a bit and now remains under pressure for the Red Bull behind. But the Red Bull now having to look a bit defensively as round the outside. The Alfa Romeo tries to have a look, but it's not quite wet. Oh, there's a flying torpedo known as spread going down the inside. The other Ferrari now makes contact. Just saw that in the background there, and he fully sent that one Singapore style. Only a few certain people will get that joke, and it's quite funny.
Dark Lord had another bad restart. He's dropped down to 11th now. 12th, maybe. He's struggling back there.
Let's quickly switch back onto that one. He went sort of from Ferrari hero to another Ferrari heartbreak, really.
We have quite a few of those.
Well, yeah, to be fair, as a Ferrari fan, you must be used to it, really.
Yeah, nothing new.
So standard stuff, this.
What's going to be interesting, though, AMS Knights was within about 2.5 tenths. Oh, as the Red Bull gets a bit of a wobble on out of the final corner there.
That's going to put him...
be right on him here.
Yep, here we go. Here goes Hugo's defensive. He's got a lot of straight line speed. Big D sets the fastest lap. He's on the chase after Hilly. Can't get alongside enough AMS. It looks like he seems to be struggling for the top speed. So some of these drivers, might be struggling in the corners, but the straights where the overtaking really happens, it's helping them big time here. As now he looks like he's going to try and mount attack on Big D. Had a look, but couldn't quite get close enough.
Oh, but there's contact. He's hit.
Oh! He round goes you! Oh, it's happened again! Oh no! And as if last time round was a disaster enough, He goes around again and he's down. Oh my god! Of another tank slapper. Oh dear me, there was definitely contact there between the Alpha Romeo and the Red Bull. Well, that one just might get looked at by the stewards. Oh dearie, we'll have a little bit of a breather. A little bit of a calm down breather now. It's all kicking off here.
Going to be very close for P1 here into turn 1.
On board
The
with
Alpine
Big
can
D.
get good enough drive on the Williams, but that Williams straight line speed coming into play.
It is, that gap just wasn't closing enough there.
Wasn't even closing.
No. Greza sets the fastest lap this time. Track is obviously still improving. The rain has definitely eased up a lot, but the spray is still very huge, and the track still got a lot of standing water in places. Racing line still the more ideal one to drive.
Got a
Spread.
very close battle here for P13. Dystopian going to the inside into turn 4 on the Aston Martin. Good clean overtake there. Aston Martin left plenty of room. That's Dystopian up to 13th.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there. Misfits just having a little bit of a drop back about. Both the Aston Martins dropped back a little bit actually. KZA now down to P14. Hugh has got a lot of work to do again. It's another recovery job from him, which is just like getting bad luck here. It's so unfortunate. He has such good pace. Just always something that catches him out. It's very unfortunate. Here we go, AMS.
Oh, and she...
Continue there, Mike.
There was a... He tapped the back of the Aston Martin for P14 there, but he should have a good enough run now to get the Aston. Oh, he's tapped the back of him again?
He's getting a bit nervous, getting a bit twitchy now.
Getting a bit dicey. But he's made the move.
I'm getting a bit shaky.
Now going to go chasing after the McLaren.
Absolutely. That's a job well done. That's one down. Another 13 to go.
Oh, we got our first
corner cutting penalty.
3 seconds. And seeing that, Hilly just went over the inside curb there, and I'm wondering if he got a penalty there. A warning even.
I tell you what, Hilly is not going to be wanting to look behind him because he has got a rather large train trailing all the way down to P7. As these guys are very much bunched together.
Hilly did get a warning then.
I'll tell you what, Hilly is going to be just screaming every time he goes down that straight, and a little bit out of shape, the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, there's going to be a move here for P1. The Alpine's going to the outside. But that Williams straight line speed.
Oh my word! As soon as he pulled, you saw that. As soon as he pulled out of the toe there, he just fucks off. Curse retires into the pit lane. Well, you just don't need to do that, lads. Just finish the race, you get points. Not worth it. Not worth it. Alfa Romeo, he is very quick in the corners, but he just can't get quite enough speed to be able to pull off the overtake. He's going to have to think, where can I, send it? Where can I, make use of what grip I've got? Because those tyres will eventually start fading away, and it'll be a lot harder to make moves, especially around corners, which is sort of keeping him going here.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. Oh, that's never mind.
Oh, meanwhile, Big D, he went to have a look down the inside there, and Hilly's really much under pressure. He just holds on, and Alfa Romeo is licking his lips, thinking, right, come on, lads, let's see what you've got.
Very good exit there, out of South.
What can he do?
That straight line speed from the Williams.
Here we go. He's pulled out this slipstream.
Has the Alpine got enough power? It just hasn't.
It's just gone. It's just gone. I mean, we're further behind. The Alpha Tauri's having a look. It just doesn't quite happen. And these guys are draining everything they've got in the battery. 24% left for Healy. Big D's got even less, and he's a little bit under pressure from the
Big
Alfa
D having
Romeo.
to go to defensive now. He's almost emptied the battery doing that.
Apologies there, a bit of a sneeze.
The top 5, nose to tail, absolutely insane.
I'll tell you what, this top 5 nose to tail has just extended all the way to P9 almost.
It has, yeah.
It's allowing, all this battling is allowing absolutely everyone to close right back up. It's like I'm watching round 1 again, where everyone's nose to tail until the round of pit stops. This is why I love watching this. You can't keep track of absolutely everything that's going on, but it's amazing to watch as almost looking down the
He's got a yellow
inside.
flag. It's Dystopian, he's round.
Oh dear me, today it's not going well for Dystopian, but the other McLaren is going along very strongly. He's up in P6 at the moment. Here we go, the Alfa Romeo's trying to line up, but just look at, he loses too much top end speed. You can see where it happens where on the time screens, but he starts losing out just too much, and it's just getting right towards the breaking point.
The Alpine's got a very good run here, though. He's going to be side by side with Hilly up to turn 4.
Oh, this is...
He's
I
gonna have to
can't
be late on the
watch.
brakes.
And oh, there's contact out the wall! Oh no! Oh my word! It's like it's Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. The virtual safety car is deployed. Big D's out of the race. Big damage now! Almost coming back on the track very dangerously there. That might get looked at, and that instant before he's definitely going to get looked at by the stewards there. Into the pits comes Dystopian, and oh my word, it is happening absolutely everywhere. It's another instant at the lead end. Oh no. That was exactly the same thing of what happened between Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc as drive-through penalty for Dystopian. As he exited the pit lane, that's just is going from bad to worse. We're back again racing. AMS now has the lead of this Grand Prix, and he might start pulling away again. We'll have to keep an eye on that, as I think there might have been a few of the touches that happened in the background during that, but I couldn't quite see what had happened. Corey picking up a 3-second time
move
then.
possibly for P2 here. Master Spread had a little look on Greza into turn 1.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, look at the gap, it's already increasing with AMS out at front. That's what his setup was designed for, really. He's not there to do overtakes, he's there to lead and pull away. Big D is absolutely gutted about that one, and I'm gutted for him. That was looking to be such a hopeful battle there, but it just went very wrong at the end there, and it is a shame. That was looking to be quite a tasty one, but this might allow AMS to pull away into the lead. The gap is hovering around the 9/10 and second marker. This time,
I think what we gotta say though is Jesus is up to 4.
holy.
He is up 12 positions.
No worry about it, Big D. Just, if you've got the clip, just send it into the studios. We'll have a look at that one.
Man can walk on water.
It
He's absolutely insane.
absolutely is
AMS
walking on
Knights.
water.
Fastest lap of the race.
I'll
Now
tell
that
you
he's
what,
in clear air.
he's up 12 positions.
He's doing absolutely insane.
It's unbelievable scenes. As Spread really mounting the attack on Greza. It's Ferrari engine versus Red Bull / Honda engine.
I
Because
mean,
we all know
clearly
it's a
the
Honda.
Ferrari's better.
Yeah, clearly.
It's not like both Alfa Romeos broke down in Brazil or anything
No,
and had to retire because of possible engine issues.
Mm.
But, you know.
Best engine in the game.
Oh, yeah. Best sounding.
Yeah, definitely doesn't sound like a vacuum cleaner.
No.
I think at this rate we're going to recreate all the famous incidents in this race.
We
At
are.
this
We
track.
had a Vettel moment.
Yeah, we've had
In turn
Vettel.
four. Who was that? That spun. I can't
That
remember.
was
Oh,
THC, the
THC.
actual championship leader, that
Yeah.
had a moment.
We've had another Vettel in Merck, just sort of coming together up to turn four.
The day when bottling the THC then also somehow mysteriously crashed in the pit
DRS
lane.
enabled.
Oh,
That's interesting. It's the Red Bull's gone into the back of the Williams of Robbo.
no damage.
No damage done.
Someone has
Yeah,
gone into the
DRS
pits.
is enabled.
That's unbelievable. Sees DRS. That is gonna help a lot of these guys.
Stopped raining.
Oh, we got to gamble it. We've got to gamble it. KZA, he's gambled. He's on the medium tyres, and with that message of DRS enabled, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a mountain of people.
AMS Knights, your race leader, 3-second time penalty.
He's not going to be wanting that. I think we could have an absolute mountain of people coming into the pits. We've got a few of the backmarkers now coming into the pits, and then Dystopian up serving his drive-through. Hilly's going to look to change tyres. Here we go. What will the leaders do? And is the
Drying
Alpha
up
Romeo?
very quickly.
Yeah, the Alfa Romeos might have to double stack here.
Oh yes. Is Spread going to carry on another lap?
Yep, he is.
AMS Knights
He
is in.
is. AMS is in. Spread then takes the lead of the race, but it could be under a lot of pressure, and we've got more speed. Oh, the Ferrari finally sped into the pit lane. What's Robbo going to do? Oh, Robbo's fed as well. Oh, you've done it again. Oh, I really wish I had I really wish I knew how to do this plus stream stuff, because just a quick counter for 5-second time penalties. It's through the roof at the moment.
Looking at Spread's on board though, that track is very dry now.
Yeah, you can even see from the overhead view. There's
Crazy
no
how
water.
That's changed.
That's Singapore style. That's just gone that dry. Misfits pitted onto softs. Everyone else has gone medium compound tyres. AMS is in P2, and we're going to be keeping an eye on our timing screens here. I'm actually going to switch to the leader interval, as it's roughly 20-21 seconds. This pit lane.
Yeah, it's about that. It's not
So-
the longest pit lane on the calendar.
Is looking to come up behind Grezzo, sort of where he was before. The
Gap
gap's
is coming down though.
closing though. This is going to have to be some very quick pit stopping and a penalty-free one. He's into the pits. We'll go with our race leader, who should be very clearly ahead of his teammate. His partial teammate, Spread. He goes on to the medium compound tyres. Across through goes AMS into the lead of the race once again. We're on board with Grezza as they're both now coming through the corner section. This could get very close, but Grezza's going to be ahead. It's going to be close with the Ferrari. All of a sudden, Dark Lord might just be ahead. He is. He's now going to be battling with Jesus. Jesus is into 4th place. Go on, Jesus. The second coming. It's amazing. Oh, I'm definitely going to get some complaints about that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Hilly sets the fastest lap. This track is rapidly improving and is getting very close to its best peak performance. Robbo is back in the pits again. Just coming out of the pits, he's pitted for more medium compound tyres.
Jesus should have a good run here on the Ferrari of Dark Lord. With the DRS now enabled, he's got plenty of battery to use as well.
Ferrari, who has got a 5-second time penalty for his pit lane incident.
Interesting, he's hardly closing.
No, he's really not closing it. Oh, well,
and
out of nowhere.
Oh, and Spread's hit the Ferrari.
Oh, dear. He's washed, he's bottle jobbed, and he's under pressure
What a
from
bottle
Corey.
job.
Corey's now brought within this battle. It is a 4-car battle for P3 as for the podium position. Grezza 4.5 behind AMS. Misfit setting the new fastest lap of 1:14.0. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's making an aggressive push to try and close the gap. Both Astomatis in the top 10, both Williams outside the top 10. It's one for Clem when he watches this one back. Here we go then. Stopia's actually overtaken the Williams. It's going bad from worse for them. Now a quick look at this before these guys get onto the DRS straight.
The Ferrari has not had a good exit there. He lost the back end a bit. But he seems to be far
Robbo's
enough
got
ahead.
back down the inside. He's got that position back. And we quickly switch back onto the battle for P3.
Here comes Spread.
Spread's got a lot of overspeed. He's not got a lot of VRS left, so he could become under pressure. He goes through down the inside. He's ahead, but he's now got to face him being under attack from Jesus behind now, as he does have DRS. Interesting. I think he might have just been able to pinch it off of that Lord ahead, and that has saved him big time. Corey getting very close. I think Jesus has a high downforce setup on. He's struggling on those straights. KZA, meanwhile, on the back of Rebel of Hugh, gets close but not quite going to make the move happen.
Here comes Dystopian again on Robbo. Into turn 1, he's closed the gap. Can he do it this time? And can he keep the position? It's going to have to be late on the brakes. No, thinks better of it.
Will he get him on the second run, second DRS straight? He's got plenty of batteries to use. Both of them have plenty of batteries to use. Is he going to... No, he's not quite closing enough. AMS, it's the new fastest lap, 12.4. He just rapidly increasing his gap on Grezza. I think he might just run away with this one. Meanwhile, that Lord going to be looking in his mirrors, getting full of an Alfa Romeo. He has a little bit of a shocker on the exit of the centre S. Jesus is maintaining his gaps to the car in front and behind.
Mercedes or Corey got very close into turn 1 on Jesus. Jesus really struggling with straight line speed in that McLaren.
This is where we found out who had the rain setups, who had the dry setups.
It could very well be.
Hilly goes quicker at 12.3.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. As the Dystopian and Robbo having a little battle on their own at the back. We'll stay though. Go on board with the Ferrari driver into Jung Shao. Second gear, interestingly. But he's got good enough traction in it. And look at the back as you see that Alfa Romeo is chasing. He's not got a lot of ERS to play with as Dark Lord. As that is the sound of my fellow co-commentator leaving. He did have to leave early on. He has got something to do. So now it is just myself in the commentary box. Here we go. That's the Spread. Closing down. Not quite getting close enough this time round. Before I release the same P3 another day. Meanwhile, Jesus has been passed by Corey. Jesus is now dropping down the order. I think he's just going to have to focus on good consistency through the corners and try and keep a gap to the car behind. He's got guys with penalties ahead of him, so if he keeps this clean, could be another couple of positions up for grabs, and who knows, we might even have more contacts as this race has been absolutely filled with drama from top to bottom. Lap 26 out of 71. We've still got a very long way to go. We've got 13 drivers left in this race. For those of you who have just joined us, we have lost bolts right at the start, causing our first safety car and a rather dramatic pit lane issue for THC. As here we go, Spread is going to take P3 off the Ferrari. He gets ahead into turn 1, but what can the Ferrari do in retaliation? He's got a decent enough exit through the centre S, but a little bit of gap there for Spread that could help him, and not a lot of ERS to play with. He gaining. He's going to have a look to go down the inside, maybe. Not quite close enough. He didn't feel like sending it. He needs them points. Meanwhile, continuing, we've got Corey lurking in the background. He's still now joining onto this battle, pulling away from Jesus. Jesus is almost out of DRS, but he's gonna really need that to help him with his gap to the cars behind. And back to what I was saying before, THC Frank pit lane issue saw him retire. The championship leader can lose a lot of points this race. The curse having also an incident as part of that. I don't know actually what exactly happened with him. I think he might have actually retired in the pit lane, him. Meanwhile, Big D and Hilly made contact into turn 4, just like Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc did, which saw the end of the race for Big D and Hilly way down the order in P12. Dark Lord closed up a lot there on the back of Spread. It's going to help him out here, but Spread no penalties, 5 seconds for Dark Lord at the moment. Have a quick look at this as he's almost getting alongside him as they go into turn 4, but it's just not quite enough. Davies is slowly creeping into this. He's in P7. Both the Aston Martins, P9, P10, not having the greatest day in terms of pace, but are moving along that fine indeed. Robbo and Dystopian having a long length battle here, sort of lasting all the way through. Just at the back for P12, and then this does matter. This is, that everyone gets points as long as they finish. It's looking very interesting indeed here. Just a quick sip of a drink while I have time to. I've come prepared this time. Last time I didn't do this, I always end up with a very dry throat, so it has to be done. Otherwise we'll end up coughing and spluttering and giving everyone COVID-19. Jesus almost lost the DRS. He has no straight line speed, and it's costing him. He needs to hang on for pretty much dear life. Go with our race leader then, AMS. He had pole position, took away off the start, very good straight away. The first safety car led that one, pulled away straight away, but the track changed into as everyone had to pit. Hilly then regained the lead. We had a safety car deployed for THC, and that closed the pack and allowed a couple of other drivers to gain a position on AMS. So he's had his fair share of battling to do, so it's not quite come easy. But now that he's got ahead of everyone, he's not racing, he's got that set up for just leading, and it's helping him big time because he's now got a 9-second gap over Greza, lying in P2. We have to go to the Mercedes as he's 2 tenths behind that Lord who thought about going down the inside there, and on the grass goes Corey, and that's going to cost him on his exit. Look at that, he's lost a lot of time and scrolling for grip there a little bit, and that's brought Jesus well back into that, but he's not got the straight line speed. Down Lord again getting very close, he pulls out, he goes down the inside this time, and almost alongside there. He's looking very fighty in that Ferrari. That one's sort of been up and down this grid a fair few times as well, like a roller coaster for him. Sometimes he's right down the back of the order, and other times he's in P3, then jumps back, and now look at this, he's fighting for P3. Let's hope it stays like that. He's obviously having a few connection issues, but obviously nothing's perfect in the world of online play, and he has a back end moment, and that's invited the Mercedes. The Mercedes has never been closer. Gets very close to the back of Junction. He needs to focus on the exit. Gets too much curb there. He's lost a couple of tenths through that corner, but still 3 tenths. This is definitely the closest the Mercedes has been. DRS, ERS, both of these drivers using absolutely everything they can, but that Ferrari has taken off on that straight, and that has helped him very much. Meanwhile, Jesus has now lost the DRS, but he might just clawed it back in the end, going into the braking zone. A little bit too much curb there for the Mercedes, and that is cost him a lot of time round. In further back, Davies is losing a little bit of time now. He's now, that gap between in P6 is now at 5.3. He's having a bit of a lonely one today at the moment. P7, no one around him. You've got Hugh, KZA were fighting. You see when you and KZA that were fighting a bit ago, but you're starting to make that gap. KZA level up old mediums. Misfits with 10 lap old softs. We do believe he will be making another sub, so as I believe everyone else will be making another sub. It's only lap 31 out of 71, and the battle resumes again. Here we go. Absolutely no ERS left in the tank. He's going full out attack, and this time he will get right alongside into the braking zone and takes P3 back off Spread, but with no ERS to defend from behind. He needs to get a good exit. Spread has had another good exit. He would go on board with him. He's right behind, and he's got more ERS to play with. While having to go defensive to the inside, he's going to make him go the long way around. It's gonna work out just there. They get very close on the exits. Burn Spread retakes P3. The Mercedes behind, darting all over the place, looking for a gap. Just not one appearing just yet. These guys are all very close, and this is obviously the battle for P3. Have a look at the penalty. Oh, that's the penalty thing. There we go. Now look at the penalty situation. So, oh yes, Dartwood has 3 seconds as well on top of his 5 seconds. Corey just has 2 3-second time penalties. It gives him a total of 6. The leader has a 3-second time penalty. The other 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and 3 seconds. Further down the grid there, a lot of penalties go around here. Shouldn't be surprised here. The tiniest off track in the turn 4 and through the Senate races in general can give you the penalty. Here we go. Too much curb there for the Ferrari. He's lost a fair chunk of time. He's just going to have to sit back on this time. And to be fair, he could do with sitting back and charging that battery up a little bit. That's not going to be helping. But I tell you what, these guys wasting the battery is going to be helping Jesus, as they'll have less straight line speed, and that's just ultimately what the McLaren needs. So he's staying well within this, and he's still got the 2 positions ahead with the people on the penalties, and we'll see what strategy comes along. As I forget to turn off notifications. That's fantastic. Good job at me. It's not like I'm popular, so they don't give a fuck. But it's bad to just get in the way of where everything else is going on. I can only apologise. I'll sort that out for next time. Here we go. Look at Jesus. He's right at the back. And oh dear, Corey's had a bit of a disconnection. And that is going to allow Corey to go right through him. Yeah, there we go. He thought about going, like a normal move there, but he realised he's ghosted now. So he goes literally inside him. Nothing wrong with that. You're perfectly allowed to do that. Meanwhile, Dalton Spread still very close. That disconnection is going to cost Corey a lot of time, and this is the perfect opportunity for Jesus to just pull away in the corners, because he was still struggling with the AI straight line speed. That's just how much trouble he's having with that. We've been live hour and 20 minutes of banter. Whew. A bit of a relaxed moment now. I don't get these often, so I'm going to take full advantage of this, really. It does not happen very often, but gaining. Nothing going to happen that time. He's built up a lot more ERS. I think he's heard my advice. He's adhered to the Gold's advice. And, oh, fuck off. He's going to do this. Hang on, my apologies. Let me quickly put on Do Not Disturb. Knobheads. Oh, what's happened here? We had a little bit of a game freeze, that's fine. Technical difficulties. We're all good. Anywho. Everything relaxed and chilled. These two are just going to be like this for probably the remainder of the race, I'd imagine, until we get some sort of pit stop times. I'll tell you what though, just noticed that they've closed the gap onto Grezza here. There's only 1.9 seconds separating them now. So Grezza's now, he's sort of slowed down a bit, and oh, there we go, down the inside. That order will retake that position. He'll just hold him off on the exit as well. They're going to get, oh wow, look how close they were. They're almost touching gearbox, the front nose. Almost struggling on the traction there. I think the tyres, you can sort of see they're definitely well and truly rubbered in, but they'll be starting to wear now. Especially the Sauce on Misfits guy. I wonder when he'll be going into the pits. Surely I'd imagine he'd be quite shortened. The way he was turning though, it almost looked like he was going to go right off the track. Here we go. This time it's Spread's turn to attack. I think as the Ferrari was struggling to get past, the Alfa Romeo is going to absolutely fly past. He goes right round the outside, and there we go. Goes through back up into P3. Jesus has now arrived on the scene. And, oh, it's not quite over yet this time. Fighting back immediately. Down or back up the inside, and he retakes that position. This is allowed Grezza to pull away a little bit. Spread's going to try and hang it round the outside. They're still just slightly side by side, but oh! And a big off-track moment there for Dark Lord. He goes wide and deep as Spread picks up a 3-second time penalty, and this has allowed the McLaren to get right on into the action. Has almost thought about having a move there, but just not quite getting the straight line speed he needs. Misfits with another 3-second time penalty. This time, Jesus is now looking to get onto the podium with all these penalties that the drivers ahead are picking up. But you can see just how much he's struggling with the straight line speed and balancing traction as well. As on the exit alone, Paul Daly slid up through 2 or 3 tenths. A 3-second gap now between Spread and Grezza. As further behind, Corey's still not back with us, unfortunately. Hopefully someone can do something about that, because he's just losing a lot of time and positions. So he was well and truly in this fight for the podium positions. It's quite unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. And oh, there were a lot of weaving going on there. There's nothing, no fault lost between these two. They are giving it everything. Here we go. That's the Spread, struggling a little bit. I think this is the tyres that are now struggling. And oh, picking up a hefty slide there is that one, and that is the sign of the tyres really starting to struggle. And, you know, the rears are definitely going on that Ferrari. Sort of similar situations as to what we saw in the real Grand Prix, and here we go. Look at their straight line speed. The Spread can do absolutely nothing in defence of that. Through goes Doward yet again. Jesus is just lurking in the background as these two fight, and better exit there for Spread yet again. He's going to have another go. DRS wide open. Is going to defend this one now. He's going to stick to the outside line there, side by side through turn 4. Wide goes the Ferrari, but he's still hanging on in there. Side by side up into towards about turn 6 here. Wow, there's contact. Oh dearie. Round goes Dark Lord. And that has ended that battle in tears for the Ferrari. Another Ferrari going round the track. It's something we see very often, and that corner especially. Ferrari bottle job happening yet again. This time, Jesus is going to be the one attacking spread, but with the straight line speed he's got, I don't think he's going to be worrying about this one too much. Go on board with the McLaren, but it's the closest it's been yet. But here comes the DRS. Is he going to start closing in? Yes, he is this time. Here we go. Where did this straight line speed come in all of a sudden? That looks down the inside, but quite. Oh, for fuck. Fucking annoying shit going on in the chat. Here we go, down the inside for Jesus. He locks up, going right down the inside into the tight apex. Spread really forcing him to take a much tighter line than he would have wanted. And he's lost out on the position. Jesus now goes up into P3. Unbelievable scenes. The man who turns water into wine. And we eat him as bread. Davies has also managed to get past that one, and now the Rebel behind is also looking to mount an attack on the Ferrari. He will definitely have a lot more worn and very hot rear tyres after the spin / contact with spread. Here we go then, we're going to have a look at the... Oh my word, he's absolutely flying past the McLaren down the inside. He's going to try and hold it round the outside. Has to give up on this one, but no, they're still side by side on the exit of the centre rest. It's disturbed spread on getting the exit that he really wanted. And here we go. He's going to try and go right round the outside yet again. Almost off the track for Jesus. He doesn't want to pick up the penalties. That'll hurt him big time. Is he going to try have a dive down the inside? Not quite. He's going to hold the back and wait for the DRS straight, or will he send it in a different corner? That battle for P3 has been non-stop. Meanwhile, going further back, the Ferrari looks like it's gotten back ahead of the Haas, and the Rebels now joining this little battle for P5. They're some 7 seconds away from Jesus and spread as they're about to head on to the start finish straight. Have a quick look. We're keeping an eye on the timing screens with one eye, an eye on this battle with the other. Down the start finish straight, gains but not quite gaining enough. That's the straight line speed difference kicking in. So this time spread will be able to get the exit they need. Davies jumps into the pits from the mediums. Will he go on to Sauce? Corey did go on to Sauce. He pitted a lap ago. Looking at that, didn't even notice that one. Jesus this time not going to be able to mount an attack on spread, and spread now has a good chance to pull away. Or will we start seeing some undercuts come out? KZA also into the pits. Fresh medium tyres for Davies. I'd imagine KZA might be doing the same. Yes, he is. We're looking at the track. Where's Davies going to go out? Davies going to come out behind Corey and Misfits. Corey went onto soft tyres. He's making use of that, going full attack. Meanwhile, on board with the Rebel of Hugh, trying to get again, making another recovery drive after an earlier incident in the race during the wet part. And almost dropping it on the exit of Zhou. Not quite going to work there. Plenty of battery to use. It's going to have to use it to try and close back, but into the pits comes that one. That's in response to Davies' undercut attempt, and he picks up another 5-second time penalty for speed. And I just realised he also has one to serve already, so he's going to lose a lot of time and potentially come up behind Dystopian there. He's still out on track. Meanwhile, Jesus yet again trying to close the gap to spread, but he's just going to have to sit in there now. With the penalty that spread already has, he's more than comfortable to stay in that position and potentially unleash an undercut attempt, or will spread call his bluff and go for the overcut instead. Being all they see confirmation that what is was actually surprisingly not come out as far back as I had actually imagined. He's only just behind Davies there, so Davies not having the best time on his outlaps. Either that or the tyres are just that much colder than they are in a 50% race. Either way, it's not quite worked out for the Haas. He's now got to try and get past the Aston Martin. Keep forgetting Corey's back in the session yet. So that's the AI absolutely mugging everyone off. Top quality banter from AI. Who would have thought? Gap between the leader now is 11 seconds. It's sort of hovered around that point now, not too much increase on that one now, as the late stages of the tyres 22-23 lap all for the most people, apart from those who have pitted. And speaking of pitting, Misfits comes into the pits. Davies with a new fastest lap of 1:11.7. Spread Engines is going to have to look at that and think, right, may have to start pitting in response to the Haas now, as Hilly comes into the pits as well with the Williams. That promotes Robbo up into the top 10. Going ball with KZA as he closes down that gap to Robbo. Yet to pit for what I believe are the final pit stop, as both Jesus and Spread comes into the pits. Be interested to see where they come out in terms of where the Haas is. We go on board with the Haas here, as he just got past the AI driver of Corey. He's gonna instantly pick up some DRS and might put a bit of pressure on Davies. It'll be unbelievable scenes if that happens. Here we go. He's using his overtake, he's using absolutely everything he can to try and gain as much time, but I mean, look at that, they're much further ahead, both the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren. Gap sort of staying, actually, gap sort of increased from what it was before. I think he must have had, I think he might have had the 5 seconds to serve in that time, as Download set the new fastest lap of the race, going much quicker than the race leaders, and they'll be looking at this thinking, right, when do I pull the gun, when do I pull the shots? Here with the Red Bull currently sat in P3. That was a believable lanes. Shay would have loved to be sitting there without the pit stop difference from the cars behind. I'm sure he would like a race where he doesn't have an incident. He's got the pace, just not, it's not happening for him in the race. He's just ever so slightly falling back here, but just keeping it in touch with the DRS. It's more of a battle now to see who turns on those medium tyres quicker and utilise the peak performance of them on the brand new conditions. Davies is going to try as hard as possible to close that gap. Lurking in the background is Dark Lord. He's only 1.4 behind. He's catching rather quickly, but yeah, kind of putting him off a little bit going into turn 4 there. KZA managed to get past Robbo, who's still yet to pit, so I don't think he would have been putting much of a fight for that position. Sort of making a recovery job, and oh! Off the track, and with damage, is the Ferrari. It's going from bad to worse for that Lord, and that is definitely going to need another pit stop to change that front wing. Oh, what's happened there? He's had some sort of incident. I don't think it even was. I don't know if he were close enough to have an incident with Davies there, but it'd be interesting to see what happened on that one. If only we had a replay feature, Codemasters, please put that in the game. That would be very nice. Thank you very much. As there we go, he comes right back into the pits, and I imagine he might put some soft compound tyres to try and recover what he's going to lose in this pit stop. As that was Gresley pitted again. He's now lost out the one position to the Red Bull. I'd imagine he'd be pitting pretty soon, and I'd imagine we might see the Alfa Romeo win next lap, who leads with 25.6 seconds over the Red Bull City and come out in B1. So a pretty dominant race for AMS Knights. The only real contest he had is when he lost out on positions under the safety car, and that's signs of his setup being more focused for straight line speed. And this battle of technically P3 is going to be going on for a very long time between these two, as they're all gaining very quickly on the Red Bull. They're now been out on those tyres for 27 laps. God, they're almost going to be square by the end of the end of the pit window. Except for Robbo's going very long on this stint as well. May we see the use of soft tyres from Hugh and AMS. AMS just to do it to show off and whack out an unbelievable fast lap. Hugh just to try and do something different to the others around him. Davies, now that he's not able to push anymore, sort of used his tyres and he's now losing time to the cars ahead. Oh, for fuck's sake. We'll look, see if we can. That sort of looks like a focusing one job, but that is the closest battle on track. So we'll look, see how else is doing. Sort of thing that happens when the pit stops have kicked in, and we've had safety cars and various people having incidents in the. This is probably the most spread out the field has ever been. Through sort of different circumstances. The track is now clouding over again. Are we going to have some more rain at the end of this race? That'll be scenes if we do. Interesting to see how the pace different. You know, this might bring more advantage to Jesus. He was literally walking on the water. As a bit of a fuel warning like there for KZ. He might have underfueled a bit too much and struggling to build it back up. Meanwhile, the house now 9 seconds behind. He's just losing more time. Obviously, the guys ahead pitted 3 laps earlier, and might be feeling the repercussions of pushing so hard at the very start just to gain the 5 seconds that he lost earlier. Meanwhile, that lord did go out on the soft tyres, and he is way down the order in P13, some 11 seconds off Hilly, and that is, it's like a double disaster for Ferrari really. One of them went out right at the start, the other is now hovering around the back of the grid. We have got Greza within 3 seconds now of Hugh just up ahead, who have nearly done 30 laps on those medium tyres. Those poor tyres are going to be absolutely screaming. As AMS finally comes into the pits from the lead of the race. So we'll see how this pit stop goes. A little bit slow on the off there, and away we go. Looks like one of the slower pit stops there. I think he might have missed his turn in there. I think he might have had a red turn in as part of the game. And oh, he's sliding around that pit exit. He got very close to the walls there. That could have been disastrous. But away we go. He's gone for medium tyres, interestingly. 20 laps to go. I would have asked Fun to take him chances on the softs. Stays in the lead though. 1.6 seconds. Roses right up to his Red Bull. He will at the moment have to clear him unless he goes into the pits at the end of this lap. He's going to have a bit of a job on to overtake and make sure he doesn't lose much time in the process. But dare I say, it might be Too little too late. As also finally to the pits comes Robbo. Does he take to the soft tyres? Yes, he does. Williams going hard at the end, and oh, what happened there with the Ferrari? It sort of disappeared. I think he might have returned in the pits. It quite literally just disappeared then. And wow, someone clipped that. I swear that just disappeared off the track. I didn't even think I saw him retire. I think he just left and he just went. Go Masters. Anyway, an easy overtake there for Greza down into turn 4. He retakes P2, and that's now lap 31 for the Rebel driver. He's still going on. Surely, oh, here we go. Another retirement in the pits. It's KZA. What are you doing? What are you doing that for? I'm lap 52, man. What are you doing there? You get points. All you need to do is finish the race. We're going to be down left with 11 people left in this Grand Prix. AMS then sets the fastest lap at 10-2. 10-1 is not the time. There you go. Oh, that one on the left. That's he must have retired somewhere then. This castle just disappeared. He might have had an incident. I didn't even notice that one. I'll look back at that. Meanwhile, Jesus is very close to the back spread, but not quite close enough to make a move. He's gotten a very dark with the Glazers. I don't know why the AI just drag out the retirements of the cars at the pits so long at this track. It almost still gets in the way. He's almost almost getting close to pushing around some of these corners as the downfall seals on that McLaren. This is interesting. It's sort of found a new bit of pace now. It's sort of what he did last time when the incident between the Ferrari and Alfa Romeo happened. Found a bit more pace, and now he's coming across again. Here we go. He's now within DRS. It's very close. Full tenths the gap, but it's just now increasing with the straight line speed. Now that the DRS has kicked in, he's going to slowly start gaining. Only really gains a tenth and a half there before he hits the braking zone. Again, like AMS when it was in the wets, he's going to have to think where else can he make a move, and can he try and get a little bit closer in the corners to the point where he's almost pretty much on top of him. That's what he needs to do. Focus on corners where he got the advantage and try and get the best exit he can at a jump shower or the CRS, and or maybe force spread into a mistake, which is quite easy done actually, to be fair. As oh, there we go, almost on the back of him. I think he's here to my advice. Stream sniping, as they say. But I think Spread having a much better end to the sector 2 there, going into jump shower. He's got a 6/10 gap, and he's going to be more than safe. More than safe indeed at this point. I don't think he'll be able to challenge down in turn 1. Keep an eye on that one though, as these guys, oh my god, he was still staying out on those medium tyres. Oh my word, 34 laps. This is going to be the world's longest stint ever. This is an Alex Albon stint, this. If he is able to get those tyres to the end of this race, I'll be shocked. Absolutely shocked. The sun's now peeking out, so that's sort of dispersed my theory of it might rain later on at the end of this race. But fair play to be able to still stay out on those the medium tyres. Surely he's going to be coming into the pit soon. Surely. I mean, tell you what, Davies he's having a mare on his pace today. He's dropped back massively. He's now 12 seconds. And I'll tell you what, that might be why he's staying out. He might be thinking, right, well, Haas is going nowhere. almost stay out and go for it because he's almost sort of got a similar pace to the Haas. Here we go then. 4 tenths now is the gap. This is quite close for the McLaren. Will he be able to get on the back close enough? Ooh, he's gaining, but not quite enough. He's very close to the centre. He needs to focus on the exit here. Both Spread and Jesus had a really good exit. I think Spread just had a marginally better one. And soon he's going to get some DRS off the back of the Red Bull, but stop coming across him at the wrong point now, as within DRS range, but they're into sector 2 where all the turns are. So he's just going to get a face for the dirty air. And potentially get held up a bit here. Well, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens here. He on 35 lap old medium tyres. Spread Jesus on 11 lap old medium tyres. And you can tell he's starting to feel the dirty air. He's Jesus is now right all over the back, and he's going to have to try and now get some of these harder sections we got on board. But he's not been held too much, and he will get the DRS. This is bad news for Jesus. He's not got the straight line speed. He might struggle to clear this Red Bull if he's look at this. Oh my god, he goes extremely wide there. And here we go. He goes directly to the inside. He's going to force Spread to go a long way around the outside. They're going to go side by side into the centre S. This is going to be interesting. And, oh my word, holding on to the position is the Red Bull. And that's now invited the McLaren to have a look down the inside. He's got a much better run. They're going to go free wide towards turn 4. Jesus in the middle. He's going to think about this. He's backed out of it. The Red Bull's still hanging around there. And he's now under pressure. Can he do something into the next corner? No, look in the background, not quite. I tell you what, he may be on the multis, but oh, look at that, a great move there from Jesus. He now slips right past through and immediately back onto the back of Spread. Fair play to you there. That was an astonishing defence for such old tyres. How did he manage to pull that off? He almost had much better grip on the exit there of turn 1. It was unbelievable stuff. Here we go. Let's see what chance Jesus has now. Well, that Spread's got definitely very much helped with that last lap. Not quite gaining enough. I think Spread definitely utilising a lot of his battery there down that first straight. But look at that, he's very close now onto the back, going towards turn 4. But better second phase on the exit for Spread, and that has saved him from an overtake there into turn 4. He now has to tuck right back in. Hugh stays out. 37 laps on those medium tyres. We're on lap 58 out of 71. How much longer can he take those tyres? There's no way they last this long. There's surely going to have to be going into puncture territory now. No way. I wish there was a way to tell this, but there isn't at the moment, and I don't have the right telemetry apps at my disposal at the moment. Jesus is now very... Oh, there we go. Wrong driver. Jesus is very close to the back. This is now the closest it's been. 3 tenths on the exit junction now, but a much better run for Spread, and a big utilisation of the battery on the exit, and that has helped him big time. Let's see how much he gains onto it, and now finally goes into the pits, the Red Bull. Again, gets very close on the exit turn 1, but this time he's not going to have the exit he needs at the end of the centre S's there. But I don't think Spread had the one he wanted. It's still very close. Not a move happening this time. Oh, Greza now leaves the session. Greza from second place had a disconnection. The gap between Spread and Greza is at 6.5 seconds. Let's see how much of that will close. As you can see, the gap of the lead probably extend, and that might allow the Alfa Romeo VMS to pit at the end of the race with soft tyres to get that fastest lap point. Extra point is awarded. Picks up another time penalty though, and that might say he won't be doing that. 6 seconds is rather risky a penalty window to have compared to just 3. right back, immediately rejoining the session is Grezza then. He's lost a second then to these guys, so he's going to be nice and safe. And he'll want to see if he can try and gain, or get within AMS's penalty window. If he can somehow gain that 4 seconds in the last 12 or so laps we have here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Finally coming to the end. That rain has definitely elongated this one just a little bit longer than necessary. Oh, but what can you do? Always rain at Brazil in the league races, I swear. Always does it. Well, and further back, Dystopian closing the gap to Misfits. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres compared to him. He jumps onto the soft tyres. He's got a 12-second gap to close. He's going to have to do sort of a gain on Davies here, about 2 seconds a lap, really, ideally, if he wants to also make an easy pass. He'll make it a bit difficult. It's only just 1 second, so he needs to really put his foot down. FLs after FL. This is going to be like another quality session for the Red Bull for the rest of this race. As into the pits comes Davies. Interesting. Just have a look at this. Yeah, a lot of these guys have made a lot of pit stops. As very quickly closing in, Dystopian holds back for the second DRS there. Oh, I see you're very cheeky, very naughty. Holds back for the second DRS. Has that potentially backfired? We'll have a look here. He's gaining it very quickly here. He's going to pull out to the inside. Has the inside line easier into the braking zone, and he is through and up into P6. Davies comes out in P8, and we'll have to overtake both of those drivers up ahead. And don't think he'll get Hugh at this point, though. He definitely seems to have the stronger pace out of them too. 25 seconds separates him and Jesus up ahead. Jesus getting very close to the back of that Alfa Romeo there. Go on board. Is he going to utilise some of that ERS? Is he going to try and save it for a last lap hurrah? Doesn't quite really need to do it though, because he will get that podium position as it stands, spread with that penalty. And a poor exit there. Jesus might, think about this strategically. He's not really going to gain anything on P2 and P1. He just sits behind. He will pick up a podium from starting way back down the order. Have a look at the stops. Davies is making 4 stops. He's still been making 5 stops. 5 stops to Hilly as well. Those other drivers on a 3 stop. With the rain added fun at the start of the race, look like that. Where's the penalties? There they are. It's just a 30-second tyre penalty, so he just needs to make sure he doesn't extend or corner cut anywhere. But he's actually very close here. He's actually gonna. He thought about going around the outside, but he's waiting for the second DRS opportunity. Spread sort of forcing him into a bad line, but Spread hasn't had a good exit, losing a lot of grip there, and here goes the McLaren on the Alfa Romeo. He's not even going to need most of that DRS straight. He's through before the braking zone. Takes 3rd place from Spread, and he might try and force a mistake here on the McLaren to see if he'll get that penalty. At the moment, P4 is probably one he'll get. Unless he was close right up at the end of this Grand Prix, but doubt that would actually happen. Having a look then, that Red Bull is very much flying at the start of the stint, but I think he might slow down slightly. Meanwhile, Davies is closed right up to the back of Misfits and the Aston Martin, the last Aston Martin remaining in this race. So one more driver goes out, both of the Williams will be in the top 10. Healy closed right on the back. Oh, here we go. He's going to try actually. He's going to go around the outside around here. Don't even need the DRS. Oh, it gets very close on the curbs there. And through goes Davies, easily past the misses, but should he have waited for the DRS? We'll find out if he can pull a good enough gap and get a good enough exit here. He might not need to worry about him, but we'll see if he closes in. Oh yeah, look at that 7-10 that's already. Yeah, he's not going to need to worry about the DRS retaliation attack there from the Aston Martin. And we'll set off after Dystopian to regain P6 in this race. Don't think it's going to be enough to get Hugh though, with not many laps left. Lap 64 out of 71. As the Alfa Romeo is coming close to lapping both the Williams and the Mercedes now. Spread has dropped back a lot. He's struggling a lot more on this stint compared to Jesus. Jesus has found another rhythm, another bit of pace, and he's almost broke DRS. Spread has got not much left. He's defended that hard now that he's just losing it, but that straight line speed, look at that, he's almost gained all that time back in one straight. But you see, he just loses out another 3 turns there through the centre S, and watch him gain it all back on this straight. And in fact, he might even have a look. He's got that much straight line speed, and he's almost within 1/10 there, but has to back out because he's not really quite close enough. It's very wide goes Jesus, and he might have picked up a 1 for that one. Looks like he was all 4 wheels past the white line there. He needs to be careful. He doesn't. That's all. He doesn't even need to finish ahead of Spread on track. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get a pen. Then he'll be sound for P3 there. Meanwhile, Davies, well within the DRS of Dystopian, he's going to have to tuck in through the second sector. Or will he do what he did with Misfits and just clear him as soon as he can? On lap 66 out of 71. Very close to the back of the Dystopian. I think he's going to do this with ease with the DRS. Meanwhile, Healy and Robbo both clearing the Mercedes, who was long since disconnected. Meanwhile, Jesus and Spread having a battle into turn 4. Spread now gets back past through. We're going quickly back with the other McLaren, who's also going to lose out on another position as they go into turn 1. Davies clearly ahead, much fresher tyres, fresher grip, and alright quicker pace there. And he's now going to set off and try and gain as much time as he can on the Red Bull, but he's obviously got the penalties. And 11 seconds, that's a lot of time to make up in 6 laps there. Don't think it's going to happen. Lead then meanwhile starts lap 67. We've got 5 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. It's been a pretty dominant session for the Alfa Romeo driver there. Not really bothered about much apart from the safety cars at the start. Lapping the AI Mercedes. Corey never been able to get back. And I believe that might not take the points from this session, as it might technically class him as not finished, as he's not really there. Rather unfortunate. Let's see, who have we had a look at this race? No, lots of the Williams and not much in the past. Robbo got back past Hilly. I think Hilly might have made a mistake. Hilly's now going to be getting the blue flags. We're about to have another driver get back for the first time since Franz Piper, who is actually here with us this week. That's unfortunate. The rain might have actually helped her out this time, as they were gaining pace. But Healy are very close now to getting lapped, and yep, he's going to pull through. He's already on the limit for the fuel. Yeah, let's go through. Let's see if anyone else is on the limit for fuel actually. Let's have a look. No, everyone else looks like to be A-OK at the moment. Dystopian. This is, I think the other driver was KZA. He was originally down on fuel a long time ago in this Grand Prix. That feels, I think it must have been about 20 or 30 laps ago. Not so much fuel he took out of the car. Not to finish though, so it don't really matter. Meanwhile, again, Jesus getting very close in the corners. And will he be able to hang on to this and get a good exit out of jump shout? Got a bit wayward from the apex there, Spread. He's not had the best exit, he had even a bit of a wobble further on there, and this is going to allow Jesus to have a go at him into turn 1. They're side by side. Jesus is going to have to go the long way around the outside. Is Spread going to go later on the brakes? No, he's going to let him go through. He's going to look to get that position back on the second DRS straight here, so that we saw a lot of in the real F1 sprint. The old switcheroo, especially with Ricardo and Sonoda. But well, it's not quite going to work out for Spread, that one. And Jesus now gets through. Yet again, this time he'll be the one defending from the attacks behind. Meanwhile, right, there we go. Everyone laughed funny. Lap 69 at 71. Haha. Funny. Very funny. Wait to see that for a long time. So is that the only track? No, Austria will be another track that will have that funny moment. So, only 4 drivers without a penalty this race, and that is Robbo, Hugh, and Jesus, and Greza. So, shout out for them. 2 more laps to go for the leader. Spread gets past Jesus yet again. And I think now will be the point where the car just says, you know what, we'll settle down and just take it from here on then. He's not going to do any risky moves now. He knows he's got that position, as long as he keeps it on the track. Or as long as he doesn't have any other after-race penalties, which I'm sure the stewards might have a few to look at. We've definitely had a few moments, so to say the least. Dystopian only 3 seconds behind Davies. Davies not been able to pull away, and I think those soft tyres have now finally sort of ran out. Impressively though, Hugh is still going quite strong and closed right down, almost 7 seconds now. The gap between Jesus and Hugh and the Red Bull. If these two squabble right at the end on this final lap of the race, by the way, we will go with AMS towards the end here. Actually, we're going with it now because that battle's really calmed down now. For the final lap, red flashing fuel. Although I believe he's got plenty now to go to the end. It's been a completely dominant race here by the Alfa Romeo. I'm sure he might be put in a different car if he races next week. Although this might be a strong track for the driver, but who knows, who knows. It's difficult to judge. Coming round then to jump shout for the last time. He's going to go around the final corner then for the last time for the Alfa Romeo. He's been a pretty quiet race for him actually, apart from the safety cars at the start. And it's a win for AMS. He takes the victory at the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's absolutely dumb performance there. No problems whatsoever. Next up will be Greza across the line. He takes P2. Great race from Greza. A little bit further back of the grid. Meanwhile, Spread comes across, takes P3 on the track, but that goes straight to Jesus, who's had an absolutely fantastic race. He's up so many places. I'm trying to have a look. Is it that one? No. We will find. Oh, there it is. It went by. He's got up 13 places. Oh, wow. hands off. Meanwhile, Davies crosses in 6. Is he going to keep that position? Yes, he will. Oh, that's one way to cross the line. An intensive race indeed, and that is yet again another recovery job from the Red Bull to take P5 this time in the race. A much better result. Robbo going to be the last one to cross the line in P9 in the Williams. Both the Williams ran out the top 10. 10 drivers technically to finish this race. Driver of the day most certainly goes. Absolutely certainly goes to Jesus. And the game giving it as what a pose that is. Gave it to him as well. Absolutely well deserved podium and a great drive from the McLaren driver. See who we can get in. They're with us. So, confirmation, Amos wins. He had 2 3-second time penalties and he takes the victory fair and square in P1. Grezzo across the line in P2. Jesus taking P3. Amos is on Xbox along with Grezzo, so we'll get these two into the party. Let's have a gun tree. See if I can find him on here. I might just have to search this one up. And it was AMS Knights.
No, but I haven't got a tick box.
Yeah, you don't need one.
Don't
Don't worry
I?
about
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. We're all advanced.
Sound.
Don't think Jesus is going to be with us because it doesn't look like he's on Xbox. He had the EA logo, so I'd imagine it might be PC.
Oh, we've got Knights though.
Hello.
Yo.
I think by looks of things we might have to go with that one, so we'll start with Knights. A very dominant performance and probably the biggest qualifying gap to pole position, we say. I said this last time out, but we've got it even bigger now. A very good pole up of 183, I believe it was, and your race pretty dominant apart from the safety cars. That caught you guard a bit.
Yeah, I got a bit unlucky. I just saved fuel for half the race. Because I underfueled at the start because I knew there'd be a safety car. And as it was raining, you saved fuel. My eyes are square right now. I'm staring at the screen for that long. I could have won the race by 30 seconds, but I had no fuel left, so... Oh, God.
That is the average sweat we need there. No blink.
First time I've done a 100% race as well, so...
Oh, well, that'll be...
They are better than most other nights, to be fair. That was just...
Yeah, I'm going to say, most of the times
I
it
think
is
I've gone blind.
nose to tail, and you definitely will go blind at that point, because you really can't blink when you're in a long DRS train. Grezza, that's a solid P2 there. I would say much, but I haven't really saw much DRS, apart from your start was a little bit weighted. Was it a bit of contact with Big D at the start?
Oh no, we didn't touch, I just dropped it. But that was probably the best part of my race, yeah. We were side by side between 1 and 2, and I just tried to get on the power and dropped it. Went down to like 4th. And it was just boring after that because I wasn't catching Knights, and I just had the pace to keep spreading everyone behind.
But, yeah, I must say.
Yeah.
Were you saving fuel towards the end?
I wasn't, no.
Oh, because I thought you were because you were dropping off as well.
I was just cruising, to be honest. There was nothing to fight for.
I had to save fuel.
In other words,
GG.
he's just bad.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah.
I tried one fastest lap attempt, and then I looked at what the fastest lap was, and Knights was still 1.2 quicker. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, no, absolutely rapid he was, absolutely. I didn't get to ask him about the next race. I actually need to double check because I can't remember this off by heart. There's the calendar. It is Mexico next. How you feel about Mexico?
That'd be a good 100% of that, because the tired egg, you could have different strategies. I think that'd be quite fun.
Maybe some more rain. Sort of out of nowhere that at the start.
The problem with that race was when the rain ended, there was one premium strategy, it was medium. As proven when Hug first tried something different and failed. That's what made it boring. 100% race, you have different strategies, they all come together at the end, it's fun. But it just didn't happen there, did it?
No. This is that same DRS train that we normally had. Anyways,
yeah.
We've been left for over 2 hours. I'm exhausted. That was a long race thanks to the rain. Anyways, we will end it there. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.